And that's so wonderful. In the past 3 years that you've been at the Christian school, I'm very certain that you've seen so many lives that's been touched and so many kids that's been helped. And let's talk about these studies. What are the basic studies?
Yeah, I have had some great experiences with students. I could sit here and tell you, story after story of laughing and crying and just seeing a change in students. But, it's not just about that. It's also about academics. We're an accredited school in Kentucky, and so we follow the high school standards that are set. And so I'm a social studies and Spanish teacher.
Okay.
And so I teach U.S. history, art history, 7th and 8th grade social studies, government, econ, and Spanish. So I'm a very busy woman.
Wonderful. But you took the time to come down and tell us about this great school.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. And we have a great math program. We also have a wonderful English program. The kids can take journalism. They write for our school paper that's sent out bi-monthly. And science is wonderful. And like I said before, our students get a Bible class every year. So every year that they come to school, they are in an hour of Bible. And that's we consider that to be one of our electives.
Wonderful. And plus the activities, they're doing all kinds of stuff, like just different types of activities.
Yeah, we are actually currently in our cross-country season right now. We do participate in the KHSAA, and so our kids have gone to state in cross-country for the past 5 years. My husband is the coach, and he's an excellent coach, and so he just does a really good job with them. We also have girls and boys basketball and softball and baseball in the springtime.
Oh, that is so wonderful, because now's the time to reach out to these kids, while they're young, and instill these set of values in their heart and minds. If they're taught at an early age, the Bible even says, train up a child in the way it should go, and when it's older, it will not depart from it. And that's exactly what you're all doing.
Absolutely. And I think that we do have other extracurricular activities. We have a traveling singing group. We also have what we call the CIA, which is Christians in Action, and these service groups. And I think one of the best ways to get at students' hearts is outside of the classroom. And so having them to participate in sports or in the singing group is such a good way to interact with kids. I'm the girls basketball coach as well, and some of my best moments, some of my favorite moments are when I get to hang out with my girls and talk to them about life issues outside of the classroom, where I can take time to just talk to them about what's going on.
Right.
And we can talk about spiritual matters. I've had, some incredible experiences with praying with my girls and having devotions. We have devotions before our games. And
oh, that is wonderful.
It's just an exciting time to be able to communicate with students about spiritual things, about the things that really matter in this life.
So if they need counseling or just guidance, you're also there for that.
Absolutely, absolutely. All of our teachers have made a profession of faith and are regular attenders at local churches, and all of us have training outside of teaching that enable us to really get in with our students and talk to them about, whatever's going on in their life.
That is wonderful, because you never know. A child might be having a hard struggle at home, a hard home life, and you guys are there for them, to comfort them, to encourage them, to help them. They're not just another number at that school.
Right. Because of our small numbers, it's so easy to identify problems or even success areas in a student. And, I've been able to have incredible relationships with students' parents as well, and encourage them and say, your child is successful in this area, or, we really need to work on this with your child. Can you come alongside me? And at that point, we really do become both invested in this child's education, which I think is the only way to educate a child.
And plus, you want to get the parents involved in their education.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Have them support. If they got a sports function, it's so good to see mom and dad, or mom or dad, sitting out there in the bleachers or whatever,
Yeah, I think our students and our parents really do get to have such a close one-on-one relationship with the teachers and the faculty and the staff, and because of those relationships, we do have such a great base of support behind our school.
And now that while I'm thinking of it, let's go ahead and give this number off. It is 606-666-2359. Riverside is located just off Highway 15 between Jackson and Hazard, Kentucky. 114 Riverside School Road, Lost Creek, Kentucky, 41348. Now, how about the ones that's watching right now by the way of TV or listening by the way of the internet? How can they support this Christian school? How can they get involved and say, hey, this is a great thing. I want this thing to continue. How can I support it?
I think number one, by your prayers. You know, there is a lot of battle against, you know, Christian ministries, any kind of Christian ministry, and I'm sure you know that.
Yeah.
And so I think, you know, the first thing that people can do is just to pray for the Christian ministries that they're involved in and the ones that maybe they're not even involved in, but they feel like supporting. The second thing is we are totally run by donation, and so if people really want to get behind Riverside, a good way to do that is by donating your treasure. And we do accept donations, and our students, a lot of them are low income, and so many of them are on scholarships. And supporting students by giving a scholarship, you are investing in that child's education.